This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome. This is a bonus episode, as we always do in the heat of sports activity. Episode 209, bonus episode. And man, what a Thursday to pick for this show as we tape. Now, we're in the ATL. So the big news as we come into this podcast is the fact that the Falcons have made a hire. We'll get into that in just a minute. But, the fact that the hire was made prior to this podcast and who they hired is going to make for an interesting conversation. I'm looking forward to the fellas giving me their take. But let me go ahead and introduce everybody on camera. First, y'all give it up for the one and only, the hit man. You know who he is. Howie is back.
Hey, thanks for the invitation.
Yes.
Thanks for the invitation, man.
Oh, man, glad you could take the time. Appreciate you, man.
Yes,
and
sir.
Of course, what would the podcast be without the one and only country commentator? Y'all give it up for the one and only Vi's in the building. There he is.
Hey, what's happening, baby?
And it's been a minute for my brother from another mother from East Point, GA. Y'all give it up for the one and only Coach Art is back. Hey, Coach Art, we have to limit your answers to 15 minutes, okay? Your responses. No, that's the whole podcast. You're the man, Art. Appreciate you. Thanks for taking the time, Art. Thank you.
All right.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let me first kind of frame a little bit. Part of the podcast was to come on and talk about our Super Bowl picks. And I do want to play now, you weren't on this podcast, Vi, but myself, Howie, and Coach Art, we were on. So let's go ahead. And this is what we said back in September.
Right, something like that.
Yeah, back early September, going into the NFL season. These were our picks for Super Bowl. So I'll start with myself. Coming off a little Coach Art combat, this is what I said. As long as Mahomes is at 100%,
right,
I give them all the chances in the world to make it back to the Super Bowl. Okay, so I picked the Chiefs back in September, but I thought it was going to be the Chiefs in Philly. I thought it was going to be a remake. What do you call it? Not a remake, but a rematch.
Yeah.
A repeat. They were going to run it back, and of course, I don't know. We still got another week. But I picked the Chiefs, okay?
Okay.
All right, so
it won't be a repeat, though, right?
Well, it won't be a repeat. It can't be a repeat. But I did pick the Chiefs to win it all.
You got the Chiefs, yeah. You got the Chiefs.
Okay, so here's Coach Art. Art, specifically, who do you pick to win it all?
Okay.
No. I don't want to hear the analysis. Just say the team.
I got the Eagles. I just wanted to give an honorable mention to two teams. Okay.
Well, cool. You say the Eagles are definitely going to take it. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Honorable mention to the Cleveland Browns. I mean, we just haven't said or any. They're going to be exciting. Deshaun Watson's going to get that rust off of him if he hasn't already gotten it, and he knows maturity.
What? All right. So here's the deal. All right, I'll give it to you for Cleveland because Cleveland almost shocked the world, but the Deshaun Watson thing didn't go your way. So, okay, and Philly didn't make it. So,
he
Philly's
got injured.
What's that? Yeah,
Deshaun got injured.
Yep.
I mean, the team. We'll see we'll see him next year.
Okay. All right. So did I play yours already, Howie?
No.
All right. So here's Howie.
Nonetheless, I think it's going to be the 49ers or the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I think the Chiefs.
I don't know how you picked the 49ers.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I'm trying. I mean, they have a hell of a defense.
They have a very, I'm not a Shanahan guy, but they have a very well.
Who's the quarterback?
Huh?
Who's the quarterback?
They got the same guy who took them to the playoffs last year, Heupel. Remember the after effect? The guy, he was the Mr. Irrelevant.
You mean Purdy?
None.
Okay, so I got to give it up. I mean, Howie seems to be the closest because both his teams are still around. So I got to give it up to Howie.
Yeah. Howard did good. Howard did good.
How you feel about that, Howie? Wait a minute, hang on.
Yeah.
How you feel about that, Howie?
Yeah, I still got him. I think the 49ers probably is going to have the most difficult chance to get there. Even though the Ravens and Kansas City's playing, the Ravens are just really a really good football team right now.
Okay.
And when I watched them last week, man, as soon as that Red Sea opened and all those cornerbacks and defensive backs go to the sideline, there goes Lamar right up the middle, man. 40 yards before you know it. So that's going to be really difficult to stop. You can't cover all the receivers and cover him and expect to win.
Okay, got you. I'm gonna go to you, Coach Art. You had Philly and Cleveland as a honorable mention. Who are you feeling right now? I'll start with you.
I'm looking at the dynamics of the Ravens and Coach Todd Monken, who came from the Bulldogs. He has a strong desire to be a head coach, and he's getting up there in age. And I think a win in the Super Bowl a win in the strong, next year will put him in strong contention to be a head coach or to get a shot.
Okay. Well, let me say, and I'll go. Vi, you didn't have an opportunity to participate in that. So who do you have? It's easy. We easy on you. Your words won't be played. So it's easy.
Who did I have?
Yeah, who do you have? Two. You go with your two, and then your main. Who you think's gonna win it all?
I'm going with I would say I'm going with Baltimore and the 49ers. But
okay,
if Debo ain't playing Sunday, I don't think the 49ers going to beat Detroit without Debo.
I agree.
Even with Debo, I think they're going to struggle with this. Even with Debo, I think they're going to struggle with Detroit. And I'm only going to worry about Baltimore is that Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
That boy just seemed like and the receivers catch the ball right now because for the first time, their defense is better than their offense.
Yeah.
So if that boy play like them receivers play like they played last Sunday, it should be a good game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Coach Art, redemption. Who you got?
I got the Baltimore Ravens winning. I think Detroit's gonna pick San Francisco clean because Deebo Samuel's agent's not gonna let him play. He's not gonna let him play. I don't have any privy to any type of injury report or anything. The body language I saw, the fact that he didn't come back into the game, now the good thing about that was that they didn't stutter or stall. They continued to play at a high level. So they're going to fight Detroit, but I don't see that. I see the rush being able to get to him.
Okay, and you know what? You make a good point because when it comes down to Debo not in the game, not playing, the winning percentage goes down for San Francisco.
Brock Purdy, he's not the same quarterback when Debo's not in there. He's more timid. He's more timid when Debo's not in there, and then he try to throw the ball downfield, and that's not his strength.
Yeah, go ahead, Howie.
Yeah, well, their whole offense is predicated on rack yards, so it's they short passes and letting those guys run.
Right.
And if Debo can't, Debo's probably a fullback or halfback in a wide receiver body. He'll run over a couple folks,
Yeah.
If he's not there, it's gonna be far more difficult for the 49ers.
Far more difficult.
And for those who don't know, rack is run after the catch.
Yeah.
Howie used the ESPN Fox Sports terms.
Yeah, I just did all my studying,
You Ryan Jr.
and I'm gonna say I've got I agree. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Detroit and the Ravens, and the reason I say that is I think, and I always go into. I don't want to call it conspiracy theory mode, but I think based on this whole story behind Detroit not ever winning or not getting this far, not winning a game in the playoffs since 1957. Right. I think people want the story. So I think it'll be kind of anticlimactic if they don't make it. Even but I agree. I think with Debo being out, it's another team. It's a different team. Yeah. And so we'll see. What's his name? McCaffrey.
Yeah. Up for MVP.
Yep. Yeah. I don't think he'll win. I think it's going to be Lamar Jackson. MVP.
Yeah, I think so too. I know him, Lamar, and who else? Dak Prescott are the three guys up?
Oh no, not Dak's done.
No, I just think he's up for those three guys.
Yeah. It was either Dak. It was either Dak or Brock Purdy. When Brock Purdy thought on the interception in that Baltimore game, he was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's those three. Yeah, but I agree with you. I think Lamar.
And I like McCarthy, but I think they're just hyping him up a little bit too much about this season this year.
Oh, he's a hell of a runner.
I'm not saying he ain't, but I'm just saying.
But you're right. It's hype.
He had a real good season, but normally a running back is not considered for the MVP unless you get 2,000 yards. He's nowhere near that.
Well, Vi, where I differ with you there is when we were younger, you're exactly right. But his total touches is what they're talking about. Man, he can catch, he can run,
he can do all
that out. So,
yeah, that's what I think. Look at his yards.
But look at his total yards.
How many yards he got rushed? About 1,400?
Yeah, but
that's 16 games. That's not even 100 yard a game.
Yeah. Can I say this? And I'm gonna throw it to Art and let Art and we'll go back and recaps, and then we're gonna move on to this breaking story that I think is big. I think his runs are situational, and what I mean by that is it's just like he's an explosive player. And it's just like when people call, what is it, game managers, quarterbacks.
Right.
He's not that. He's not a just run, like put yards, get to 10, he is a game changer.
He's a game changer.
When he makes a break, it's typically at the right time when they need it. He's not just a stats filler. He's a game changer.
I'm just saying when you compare him to the other great. Yeah, I'm just when you compare him to the other great running backs, his stats don't. Yeah. Like a Marshall Faulk. Okay.
Yeah.
Marshall Faulk almost had like 2,000 yard rushing and like 1,000 yard catching. That's
but I don't think. And Art, I want your opinion on this. I think that era of heavy yardage from running backs is over. And the reason I say that is, I say that because it's a passing game. Art, what do you think?
It is. It is over. I agree with you on that.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry, Art. Go ahead, Art.
I can tell you, I looked upon the game, and I saw McCaffrey, and he looked to be all over the field. He looked to be fast. He's taking it up the middle. He's catching passes. When I saw him opening up, he actually is what they thought Craig James was going to be when he came to the pros.
Okay.
Remember Craig James, who ran with
Eric Dixon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who?
Yeah, Tony Express.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Craig James with Eric Dickerson.
Eric, everybody thought this, this guy. So he doesn't have the yardage because they're not using him as much because of the way they play football now. He's been injured a lot, but I see him stepping up. And absence of Debo, he's going to have to play like he played that last game.
And let me say, good point, Art. And I want to say this, and I'll throw it back, and you can close it so we can move on to the coaching discussion. But the other thing is, McCaffrey said he was the only one last game that didn't score a touchdown, and he was kind of joking about that. You could tell. He was just joking. He said, "Hey, I guess I did something, but I was the only one who didn't score a touchdown. So that's why I talk about, he's used in a different kind of way.
Exactly.
If he said it,
I tell you what, when you look at that game, what stood out to me was that linebacker for San Francisco, that number 54. That guy if that guy can play the way he played, he was all over the field. He played hard, first, second, third, fourth quarter. If that guy can bring what he brought, if McCaffrey can bring what he brought, well, they can hang Detroit, and then anything could happen. But I mean, that guy number 54 on the defense for the 49ers, that guy was he was really interesting to watch.
Okay, look up that, y'all. Let's get that name before we.
Fred Warner.
Okay, Fred Warner. Okay,
oh, yeah, he's a beast. Okay. He's a beast. Fred Warner's a beast. Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Hey, let's go ahead and get into the coaching carousel. 2024 so far, Chargers have hired Jim Harbaugh. The Commanders still open. Panthers, Dave Canales. I don't know, but somebody, one of y'all said he's over his head. I think it was you, Howard.
OC from Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he's over his head with that job, with that crazy owner. Gerard Mayo, a brother, Patriots, and they got the Soul Patrol. Basically they got. I mean, look, they hired head coach. Right. What else? Is the OC black?
The OC's African American, and they're interviewing a DC right now who's already on staff. So, Yep.
And
the Raiders hired another black coach. Oh, I'm gonna get to that. Yep, that's the other.
What's that?
Yeah.
The Raiders hired a black coach, Antonio Pierce,
right,
who was the interim. The Seahawks job is still open, and the Titans hired Brian McCallahan. But the big news, and I want to talk about it because, we're an ATL podcast, is the Falcons brought in Raheem Morris. And I'll give you the opportunity to go first, Vi, because as we tape today, the news is still fresh. So it's just hitting social media. People are making comments. People are grading the pick, the choice of this new head coach in Atlanta, Raheem Morris. He was formerly the DC under Dan Quinn. And when Quinn was released, he stayed on as interim coach. He has also coached Tampa Bay, which the record, I mean, they fired him after, 2 seasons?
Right.
In Tampa Bay.
3 seasons. Horrible.
3 seasons. It was not a good look. And he's been the DC for the Rams. So with that said, Vi, what are your thoughts?
I like Raheem Morris. But my main thing, like I talked earlier, who's going to be his quarterback? Who's going to be his quarterback?
Yeah.
And who's going to be his OC? Because he's a defense specialist. Who's going to be his OC? Yeah. So if he get a quarterback and OC, I like that pick. But, I'm skeptical about also because what he did in Tampa Bay as a head coach. I don't know what the situation was in Tampa Bay, but whatever he did in Tampa Bay was they record like 17-31.
Mm-hmm.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
But I still like the pick because to me he's just as good as any other OC that could have picked. But I was kind of leaning toward the kid in Detroit.
Okay, I'm gonna. Well, you said Detroit.
Yeah,
who are you leaning toward?
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson, who's going to
nobody right
where's
now.
He headed?
He's the OC for Detroit.
Okay. Gotcha. And of course he's got to get through this weekend, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, word on the street, he's going to the Commanders, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, Vi, because I'm gonna mute you for a minute because your grandpa Vi tonight. So I'm gonna let you rock your arms a little bit, and we're gonna go over to let's go to Coach Art. Coach Art.
Well, I'm ecstatic about the pick. I mean, basically what you have is an organization, Rich McKay and them said, hey, look, I'm sorry for not giving you the job when you earned it. Because what he did when he came from the interim coach for the Falcons, we had all given up on the season. And he got those guys to play football for him. And that, he turned it around. The offense played for the defense played for the offense. And, I mean, literally the cupboard was bare. So now you got some players. Like I say, Raheem's been winning. He's been winning wherever he goes. He was winning in Tampa Bay, and then they sold the team out from underneath of him, gutted the team, and then let him go. After 2 years, he, built something there. He's big-time football. He's got the big ring to show it with the Rams. And he was calling the plays. Okay. And he was dealing with those big-time egos. So I'm glad that Atlanta – remember when I last talked to you, Tommy B., I said Blake's got to look out his window, and he's got to see his people. Okay. And that's us. And now it looks like he's got, he's giving this man a chance. And I like Terry. I like the GM. This guy, if it's picks, he's going to make it happen. We're going to have a quarterback. And then whoever we bring in as an offensive coordinator, we've got plenty of tools and weapons. Now, offensive line, I don't want to go into that. Maybe Tommy will give me 10 minutes or 15 minutes another time. But, hey, I am head over heels for Raheem Morris. And, the city's going to show out and show up at the stadium for him. And, go Falcons.
Okay, good deal. Go ahead, Howie.
Yeah, I like the pick, too. He's 47. He's been a head coach, got a Super Bowl ring. So I think he's young enough to, get in with the players and make sure, we understand him, but old enough to have some respect, I think it was a power struggle as the reason Belichick didn't get in here. McKay wasn't giving up any power. Fontenot, I don't know if he was in the room or not, but I don't think he wanted to give up any power. So now they got a guy who's going to coach football. And that's what I think we need. I don't think you need a guy who's going to shop and cook at the same time. I think you need a coach who can coach football. And I agree with both of the gentlemen. We need an OC. So the word on the street is Zach Robinson, the passing coordinator from the LA Rams, is one of the guys who's high on the list.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, but you also got to think about Eric Bieniemy, Brian Leftwich. They're all out there available too. A couple of guys. You got this up-and-coming guy out of Detroit, I think he is Thomas Brown. I think also he's with the Carolina, the tight ends coach, and he's up and comer. So there are some people out there. The biggest issue is, like I said, we're gonna need a quarterback. I hope we hop up. I hope we either hop up or trade and get us somebody in here. And I think we got everything we need except the quarterback.
That's it.
Let me say, and I'll go ahead and give my take, and I want to go back to y'all get some feedback. I think it's a good move, but when you consider that this is probably a 1 in 25, 30 year opportunity of a coaching carousel. You've never seen this caliber of coach either get fired or retire. When you talk about Jim Harbaugh being available, what's my man, Pete Carroll, Belichick, which I'll get to in a minute, and also some of the talented OCs and DCs out there. This was just a hell of a coaching carousel. Coaching, there were so many head coaching opportunities, or personnel opportunities. The Falcons had to dive in and get something. So with that said, I think it's an okay pick, but my issue is not with Raheem Morris. It's going to be with the city, and I'd like, from what you said, Art. I'm gonna go back to you in a minute, but I don't think they're going to give him any time to ramp this thing up, and I think that's a bit unfair. But I think day one, because from what I've been following over the last few days, everybody either wanted Belichick, and if it wasn't going to be Belichick, it was going to be Johnson or Slowick. What's Slowick out of
New Orleans, is it?
No. The offensive coordinator out of Houston. Out of Houston.
Right.
And Raheem Morris shocked everybody. It was a surprise. But I agree with you, whoever said this, the fact that, I think it was you, Howard, all of you said it, it's a power struggle. Yeah. If Belichick would have come in, everybody was gone. Flowery Branch would have been gutted, And same thing with Harbaugh. It would have been gutted. So, okay, what do you say, Vi?
Well, for one thing, Belichick, I think why would you do it for Belichick? Belichick will be maybe, 2 years at the most?
Yeah, 2 years, 2 to 3 years.
No one's going to give your franchise to a coach who's going to be for 2 years.
Yeah, I agree.
Then you look at his record as a GM. It's horrible. He ain't drafted nobody worth nothing. They said the only all-star he had on his team he drafted is a kicker.
Yeah,
that is right. Sad.
It's only Pro Bowler. Yeah,
his only Pro Bowler is a kicker out of all his draft picks. So no.
And I shared with you the efficiency. They had the quarterback efficiency for the season, and Zappy and John and what's his name Mac Jones were at the bottom of the list.
Right.
Yeah. So he's a defensive coordinator. He's not an offensive coordinator.
Yeah. But I agree. I think it's best that coaches like Belichick just live out the rest of their days, maybe doing broadcast, doing a podcast, doing something else besides trying to turn a franchise around. It takes a lot of energy. And I think for all those, I got into it all the time with folks about Belichick. My issue with Belichick is not the Brady years. It's the years after Brady.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's my challenge. That's my challenge with Belichick. I don't deny he's the greatest coach.
I'm not denying that. You can also say look at his year before Brady.
Yes, before and after Brady.
Oh, yeah. They ran him out of Cleveland. They ran him out of Cleveland on the 40 going west. 40 going north. Right? Get out of here in Cleveland, man. Get out of here. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think they're going. No, I know the city will not give Raheem Morris time. He needs to come out. If I'm off the blank right now, I'm talking about maybe sleep this weekend and wake up on Monday and announce your OC. And then by the end of the week, you talk about the trade that you're about to do and you're going after a top QB pick.
Yep.
And then after that, I'm talking about the OC. I'm talking about my new quarterback, and then you go after a free agent. You go after, and I know y'all don't agree with what I'm about to say, but I say somebody like a Russell Wilson. You got to go after. Don't go after Kirk Cousins. Do not get Kirk Cousins.
So why do you prefer Russell Wilson over Kirk Cousins?
Here's the reason why. No, don't ask me.
Okay.
Go ahead, man.
If you go up in the draft and get Jaden Daniels, you're going to start him.
Yeah. Well,
so why not have an exciting guy behind him like Dorian Thompson-Robinson?
I would rather have. Let me tell you. I would rather have, for the sake of Raheem Morris's future as a head coach, I would rather have an experienced quarterback somewhere in the mix, which means even if you start him and okay, first couple of games we're bringing you need to be ready by game 4, and then I'm just saying to you, now people have talked about Justin Fields in Chicago. As a possibility, yes. But if Russell Wilson is available at what we think the cost may be, the price may be, based on him still being under contract and still being, based on that situation, you get him cheaper.
$1 million.
Then why not do it? I know. Look, is he my favorite? He's better than Kirk Cousins. I think.
I wouldn't kick neither one of those tires.
Well, okay. So what's straight up, Art? What's your combination?
My combination.
Who's your rookie?
My rookie is Jaden Daniels. I moved up to the number 2 pick, and I paid Cleveland some money to get Dorian Thompson-Robinson to push him in practice and let the best one start.
Okay. If you feel, okay, that's your choice. My choice is Russell Wilson. And go around. All right. I mean, what about you, Von?
I would get Russell Wilson because he's come on the cheap end. Mm-hmm. And the rookie quarterback, I sent him for a year or two. I let Russell Wilson know, look, we traded you. We want you to start. But probably by year 3, because we're going to draft this rookie, he's going to be started.
Now, who's the rookie?
I would go with Jaden, the guy from LSU.
If you draft Jaden, mm-hmm. you better not sit him on the bench. You will not. You will not.
I don't understand that.
Hey, you can have good intentions, vibe, but if
I don't care what the media or the fans say.
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you will not be sitting Jaden Daniels.
Green Bay did it with Jordan. Look what Green Bay doing. All day quarterback has sat at least 2 years.
Yeah, but they had Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, we're going to get Russell Wilson.
No, Russell Wilson is not Aaron Rodgers. Come on,
he's not Aaron Rodgers. He has a resume. He resume.
He does, but Aaron. Let me say, I'm not an Aaron. Look, I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. But at the time that Aaron Rodgers was playing for Green Bay, he was winning.
He was a superstar. But my thing, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying I would not, if you're looking for the future, I would not throw him out there to the Wolves. The Falcons not built to win now with a rookie quarterback.
But let me say this. No, Vi, and you have your opinion, but let me say this. The model of the NFL, based on what you've seen with C.J. Stroud this season, the model, because it's a copycat league, you know it. The model will be just like they did they did the same. Look, it didn't work. Bryce Young, same thing. I'm not saying it didn't work, but what I'm saying is, the right thing to do versus what the fans expect on the field are two different things, and I think
I'm trying to win ball game. Kick rock, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about it.
Hey, let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you, Howie, and ask Art. You think you gonna draft Jaden Daniels and put him on the bench for 3 years?
I didn't say 3 years.
No, you said 2 to 3 years.
No, only 2 years. He started 3rd year.
Howie.
At least 1 year. At least him on the bench for 1 year.
You think you're gonna draft one of the most talked about quarterback talents in the world and put him on the bench for 2 years? How's that gonna fly with the fans?
That's gonna be very difficult. But
it will. But everybody can kick rocks.
But nothing else. It makes competition, and competition makes good teams. I don't think I draft a quarterback that high. If I can get him at 8, I'm fine. I'm not jumping up unless I can get Justin Fields.
He's not going to be around at 8. That's a difference maker. That guy is going right behind the number 1 pick, Caleb Williams.
No,
you don't think the guy in North Carolina is going to go before him?
The other kid going to go before him because they like him. The guy from North Carolina.
Matt, yeah.
Oh my God! I've seen all the projections. Yes, but go ahead.
He's going number 2.
Go ahead.
Drake May is Mitchell Trubisky. Point 2.
Say that. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Could you say it for the people in the back? All right.
Drake May is Mitchell Trubisky 2.0.
Let me.
You talking about the guy from North Carolina?
Yes.
Oh, I agree with you. Because he hasn't done anything in college.
He is the second coming of Kirk Cousins. Yes.
Or he can be the second. What, the quarterback for the Jets?
Oh yeah. What?
He can be like him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think he's gonna go before Jaden Daniels, though.
He is going before Jaden Daniels. No doubt about it.
Yeah. I would like to get some consideration for my constant to go to Green Bay and finagle Jordan Love. Come on now. You know that I was on you for many years that we should go and get Jordan Love from Green Bay.
Jordan Love is not leaving Green Bay.
Green Bay.
I'm just saying, if we went with that number 6 pick that we got the big receiver with, and said, "Hey, look, we're gonna make Aaron Rodgers happy and want to stay here because we're gonna take the guy who's pissing him off. And we're gonna take him with us, and you can take the 6th pick."
Hey,
well,
Coach,
let me say, Coach Art. Let me say this, man. I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, and for the sake of provide for what you said about the 2-year sit the rookie, this is for Raheem Morris's future as a head coach.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
I'm already seeing people grade this pick as a D.
That's why he should tell everybody to kick rock, because this is my future.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Well,
hey, wait a minute. All right, go ahead. Come be Howard.
That would be my concern. That would be my concern with taking a rookie quarterback. In that, I think the Falcons are in a position right now to be a playoff team.
Right.
They just need a quarterback. So taking a rookie, in my opinion, may set them back a little bit versus taking, the guy out of trading for Justin Fields, or bringing in the guy Russell Wilson, or the guy out of Minnesota. And I think having a playoff team will give Raheem a year or two to get their quarterback.
I'm not saying.
Go ahead, Vaughn. Go ahead.
I'm not saying we got to draft the kid for LSU. I'm just saying sign Russell Wilson for at least 2 years. We can still draft a quarterback. There are good quarterbacks, a lot of good quarterbacks coming out this year. We ain't got to go high. We got the kid Bo Nix coming out. He'll be a good pick. The Drake.
No.
Wait a minute, all right, Coach Art.
I'm not a fan of Bo Nix. And I like the kid. The person who I really like the most is the kid from Washington. If we can get a line, in the receivers, because we get Russell Wilson or anybody, and build within that year or two, get a good defense, a good offensive line, and a speed receiver. That kid from Washington, woo.
Yeah, I like Penix, but my only concern about Penix would be because he's already gone through some injuries, some fairly big injuries over his career.
Yeah,
that's why I wouldn't draft him.
Only if he's durable enough to make it.
But that's why you would not draft him so high. You draft him low.
Okay.
Second, third round.
Right.
Oh no. He's gonna. I mean, no. I think he's coming out the first round.
You think he's the first rounder?
A lot of them say they got him. They got him
low in the first round.
They got him and Bo going. They got him and Bo going the second round now.
And the reason he hurt his chances in that final game. That killed his draft stock. Yeah.
I don't, man, he ain't had no time. The ball was on him.
but that hurt. If Penix had won, and if he had played the way he played in the previous game,
you know what?
It would have been he'd be top 10. He'd be top 10.
Penix should be happy then, because he got a good chance of going to a good team now instead of going to a bad team.
Those have flags on him, so
what's that?
Killed this chance to win. Penix was bringing that team back. Watched it, and third quarter he had all the momentum, and that 35-yard pass for a first down that they brought back for a holding call, which Michigan was holding all night. Mm-hmm. Michigan was holding all night.
Yeah, they were.
I give them their roses.
They were,
but they were holding all night.
Well, they were the kind of holds that, what do you call it? They were based on what was at stake. I think the refs made them no calls to let them play.
Well, if you want to call holding,
they played tough.
You can call holding on every play, but that's just
Tell you a good team Penny can go to the Cowboys.
Who?
Oh Lord,
Penny.
Who?
Go to the Cowboys.
I got Jaden Daniels.
Hey, if they don't lie to fire on Zach, then will.
They got Jaden Daniels coming off the board, number 3 quarterback, number 11 pick.
Right.
They got who?
Jaden Daniels, number 3 quarterback off the board, number 11 pick.
If you don't go number one, he's not going number 2. That white boy going number 2.
Yeah. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm gonna wrap up my comment about the coaches, and then I'll just get everybody's final pick, and we'll wrap up. But I will say this about Raheem Morris: he's the first black coach ever hired by the Atlanta Falcons. So I give him kudos for that. I think that gives him some honeymoon period in the beginning and some goodwill. But I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you that there's a very short fuse on the fan base right now to turn. There is no ramp up.
He ain't got but 2 years.
There is no ramp up. There's a very short, especially after this year, because it was such a disappointing year in Atlanta. That there's a very short few. There is no ramp up.
He ain't got but 2 years. 2 years.
Okay, but I'm here to tell you. I think again, the formula is get a big name as cheap as you can, and trade up. Use the rest of the money, trade up, and get a top of the line rookie, and then get an OC, get the best OC, and spend time with these guys and develop them. And then we're in good shape. I mean, it definitely was not going to happen under Smith. And the other thing, and I'll wrap, and then we'll go around the horn. I know I've been kind of pulling it back and forth, but I do want to say this. The reason I think this happened, if you put in the Tampa Bay equation, was because of McKay. I think McKay saw the writing on the wall as a possibility of him losing his power and his influence with blank, because if Harbaugh or Belichick had been hired, either one of those, McKay's influence was going to be diminished.
It need to be.
You think with Harbaugh also?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Harbaugh's not playing that.
He's not going to let McKay make his picks. He want to have a say-so in his picks.
No. So I think by McKay getting Raheem in this situation, because he probably helped Raheem Morris out with his other gigs, they've stayed in touch. It just sounds like, in my opinion, McKay had a big hand in getting Raheem Morris into this situation. And it also protects McKay's job.
I agree with that.
Okay. All right. Final take on anything in sports, and then we'll go around the horn. I'll start with you. Anything in sports? What you got, Hart? Final take.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at Harbaugh, who turned down an awful lot of money because he's running from the NCAA investigation to go to the Chargers. So when you look at the Chargers, they've been a finesse team since Eric Coryell has been there. Okay. And now he's going to turn these guys into maulers. So good luck to that, and welcome to the NFL.
Okay. All right, you got any sports take, Howie?
Yes. So I wish Harbaugh would have came here. He'd have been a toast to the town. Out in LA, he's going to have to share it with the Lakers and the Clippers and the Rams and all of that. But that being said, I'm excited to say 100% improvement on African American coaches in the NFL. We had 3, maybe 3.5 if you count the guy in Miami. But definitely 3, and now we got 3 more with Atlanta, the Raiders, and the Patriots.
Good stuff.
So hey, that's what is up, and I just hope these guys are successful in their first 2-3 years, so they can just keep it moving, because opportunities are all we're asking for. And like the guy who's going to Tennessee, Charlotte. What made him a coach? He was been an OC for like 2 days, and with Tampa Bay, and what? How does he get a job? But that's my take. I'm glad the black coach is being promoted.
Yeah, he was OC of Cincinnati. That's why, because they won. That team won when the quarterback went down.
Burrow, Joe Burrow.
Say Belichick for me. Say Belichick and Brady, but that's all my time. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. All right, Vi, what you got? You can take on anything.
I am changing it to college basketball. My Georgia Bulldogs in basketball, they legit this year, y'all. I can't believe it.
Yes.
They are legit. They went down there and they beat LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're winning on the road. And they barely lost Kentucky. So shout out to the Bulldogs. They might be doing something beside football for a change. And for Raheem, I think Raheem's going to do, I hope and pray that he does good. I'm pulling for him. Yeah. I just hope the McKay don't sell him down the river. Let him pick his own OC. Yeah. Let him pick his own quarterback.
Yeah.
If he pick his own OC and his own quarterback and he lose, okay, fine. That's on Raheem then.
Right.
If you let him do that, he should be all right.
Yeah.
At least I hope so.
Well, I think that's wishful thinking, because I think McKay and to some extent Terry Fontenot got to keep his job too.
Well,
so wishful thinking, brother. But good. I hope it works out.
Their job is to help. Their job is to manage the budget and for assigning free agents and help them draft pick. Not if a coach can't pick his own coaching staff, what is he doing? Because that's what's going on in Philadelphia. That guy, he's not even picking his own coaching staff.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say, based on the word on McKay and the fact that you didn't get high profile Harbaugh, and I did not want Belichick.
Right.
But these guys are looking out for them. They're looking out for their gigs. They're looking out for their influence. So I'll leave it at that. Okay. You finished?
CYA.
Okay. That's it. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my big thing is Atlanta Hawks. Okay. I got to say this. Okay. And don't hide, Howard. I got to say this because Howard sees my text come across. Here's the thing. February 8th, as we tape, February 8th is the what do you call it? The trade deadline in the NBA. And if no move is made, then there needs to be a press conference on February 9th with what's his name, the general manager, Corver, and Quinn Snyder. Okay, Landry Fields, who's the general manager. This has been probably one of the more disappointing Atlanta Hawks season because of the fact that after Nate left, we were still kind of hovering around 500, Nate McMillan. And there were so many promises made. We knew we had an issue with Collins. We got rid of Collins, but we didn't get anything except some future draft picks. So I will say it looks to me as if nothing's going to happen. DJ Murray, DeJounte Murray was supposedly on the block. It doesn't look like anybody
they
is
want
willing
too
to
much.
pay. They don't want to pay the freight
they want
to
too
get
much.
it. So if nothing happens on the 9th, on the 8th, then on the 9th they need to be, I at least the general manager and Corber, because what are they doing?
Losing.
So that's it. It's a disappointing season, and you don't play your rookies. You're not, you drafted Bufkin. He's in the G League. You got AJ, who had a fairly decent year last year, and what is maybe getting a minute, if that, per game per week. It's just and you got people like Matthews and I don't even know who these guys are they're putting in. You're expecting too much out of guys who really and truly don't have the skill set to deliver. Okay. And honestly, Trey's just trying to do it all on his own, pretty much. So you got really the talent on the team comes down to DJ, who's honestly not the best or the greatest. Trey, who's good, but doesn't have anybody on his level. And then you got Jalen Johnson, who's an up-and-coming star. So it's just disappointing. So again, on February 9th, we need some answers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, y'all. Go to castropolis.net. Go to castropolis.net. Love your feedback. Hit the people poll. Leave your comments, and love to hear from you. Once again, I got to thank the panel. Appreciate y'all for coming on, man. I think we kind of hit all points. We covered most of this.
Yeah.
So Coach Art, thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. Coach Howie, or Howie Hitman, and Grandpa, the country commentator. He held it's a new record. He held a baby while doing a podcast for 15, 20 minutes, and the baby was quiet. So you got my respect.
Hey, Papa still got that tip.
He was holding the baby and doing a podcast at the same time.
Hey, I'm the baby. Ahead, bro. I'm the baby whisperer.
The baby whisperer. If you need some help, call Vi.
Do not call me if your name is not Courtney Lyons and Mary Brown. Do not call me.
All right, y'all.
I hear you.
All right, appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, and peace and power to the people. Y'all have a great week.
All right.
You've been listening to This is the G Podcast. This is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.